Hi, my name is Anne-Helene and I'm the owner of Baby Steps. In cooperation with Baby Exercises app, we have made these baby swimming videos for you. In this exercise, we're going to work with a seated position in the pool, and this we will be doing because it is a good exercise for core muscles, but it's not the best exercise. You can say that the best exercise for babies for exercising their core is by lying on the belly and crawling around in their natural movements and motor skill development. And this exercise, which we introduce before the baby, can sit itself up, is not part of the natural milestones order. But we have babies seated before they can sit themselves, because often we are starting on solids before they can get up on their own. Most babies start to get up and sit on their own around 8 to 10 months. Some are a bit sooner, but most is around the 8 to 10 months. But we start with solids from the age between 4 to 6 months. Some are a little bit older, some are a little bit earlier, but around that area. So we already have the babies seated before they can sit themselves up for smaller periods of time. What we can do is we can exercise the seated position. We can use it in the water with a lot of support from the water when the body is submerged underneath, head still above the surface, of course, so that they can breathe. But most of the body is underneath of the water, so they're getting a lot of pressure in, helping the belly to keep a tight posture, but also having the buoyancy, helping to lift up the body. The exercise is done by placing 1 and 2 hands underneath of the butt of the baby. Make sure you have a broad grip so that you're supporting as wide as possible and not just underneath of the center of the baby. So I like to use it by using 2 hands so that I'm sure that I'm supporting all the way out around the hips of the baby, so they're not hanging in the pelvis, but I'm supporting the hips as well. When I'm supporting the hips here, I have the baby starting up, leaning their back against my upper body. And if I sense that they are tightening their muscles, that I see this posture arising, then I can gently pull them away from my body, having them balancing on their own in the water, but only if I see that the baby is seated upright. If I still have a baby who's slouched and have a crouched back, then I would not do this exercise. I would go a bit further back, and I will start doing some of the belly lying, some of the back lying, and the rolling exercises in the water instead, because that means that the baby is not strong enough to keep its own posture, and we really want them seated in an upright because they can do it on their own, not because we are forcing them into the upright seated position. But this exercise is a really fun exercise to do, and you can apply as many directional changes as you want, as you wishes, even out of the water and down in the water again. Remember the difference between having buoyancy pushing you up of the water and then having the gravity pulling your body down. It's two very different sensory inputs that the brain has to process for how to keep the balance and the upright position and the posture tight. So it's quite a sensory processing exercise as well. And beware that some babies might be tired really fast from this exercise because of the 2 different gravity points. I really hope you enjoyed the exercises and that you will be doing them at the swim center. Remember to watch all the other videos that are coming up for you about baby swimming.